We've played a couple exhibitions in our first game, and we survived with no injuries in the first game, so that's encouraging. But I saw some really good things out of our group, and we have a lot to improve on certainly, and are going to be tested on the road. But liked what I saw, and it's just a place to start and build on. So I'll take questions.
Are you surprised at all with how efficient your offense has been? It seems like you're getting.
What are you saying?
Well, you were talking before at the beginning of the year about not having a go-to score necessarily and worrying about where points were going to come from. It seems like they're coming from everybody at a really high clip all at once.
Well, I guess I've been pleased with that. There's no question about it. When you watch it on film, there's some timing issues and there's things that we could do a lot better. But I do think everybody is doing a really nice job of sharing the basketball, which is leading to the balance that we've had. Watching us on film, I see, kids getting into gaps, drawing some help and finding the next pass. So, on one level, I have been concerned about who's our go-to person. On another level, I feel like we're really doing a nice job, and maybe that's where our offense is a little more efficient because we have more people handling it and creating shots for other people. So, we're making progress.
Suzy, is there any update on Brandi and her progress in recovery?
Yes, we just met this morning. We meet almost every day talking about that situation. She's officially out of her boot. It just started this last couple days, or if it wasn't yesterday, it's today. But she doesn't have to wear a boot anymore, and they've made a special insert for her. She's gonna be allowed to do a little more shooting and a little more activity, nothing full bore or anything. On Friday of this week, she'll get an x-ray that will tell us a little bit more. I think that's the exact 6-week date, and it's, with those things, you never know. It's 4 to 6 weeks, could be 8 weeks. You just don't know based on her healing. So Friday is a big day for us in terms of looking at her foot and what it shows us on an x-ray. And then hopefully we'll be able to build in some minutes for her, within the next week or so. Certainly not a lot. She's, needs to get her lungs back, but we're excited about the possibility of getting her back into the fold.
Suzy, one of your strengths is you just put your emotions out there. It's who you are. It's what the girls like about you. When you've been snake bitten like you have this year, is it more just, you got to laugh it off and just tell them, let's go? You can't look for the next mistake or next problem to come around the corner?
Well, I think in this business, you can never really be too high or too low. I think that's the thing. You try to, you get over the devastation piece, maybe in one night, and then it's like the reality is you got practice in a few hours. The reality is you got to play a game. So, I really feel like it's opportunity for other people to step up, and maybe might not have been the people we expected. Certainly. The tough one about this one this year, Hondo, is that it's just so many of them. In the past, it might be a key person, that's singular versus plural. And now we're into a plural situation where you got, 5 really solid, athletic, talented kids sitting on the sidelines that can't play. So that's the hard part, but I've moved on. What can you do? You can't change it. You can't play them. So, for us, it's just about really coaching up the kids we have, and I'm really been pleased with how they've responded and, some of the production they've had.
Just watching you the other night, you were different.
Was I?
It was,
yeah.
Again, not that you're a screamer, a lot more encouragement, a lot more teaching. Is that just kind of the approach you take? What you have is what you have?
Well, and we're young too. On top of that, I think we've got, before everybody got hurt, we had 9 freshmen and sophomores, so we were a young team. And I think you have to adjust as a coach. There's teams that, you really can get into and get after, and certain personnel you can, and that can take it, and other kids can't. So, for us, we probably have a little more that can't. So, my job is to, keep them going, moving in the right direction. And I did like what I saw. I thought Schiffauer was kind of the mad dog that, I know she doesn't like that nickname, but she was back a little bit, and that was fun for me to see that. And I really liked how we shared the ball in and out, and Annalise stepping up and hitting shots, and it was fun. It was an enjoyable game to be part of.
Thought this would come up already, but your emotions going back to Eastern, where you started your family and the job that led to your dream job, and what will this be like for you Thursday?
Yeah, that'll be a little bit, kind of bizarre, I guess, in some levels, but I really enjoyed my time there. You know, it was a long time ago. It seems like, you know, I think in coaching, you feel like you have so many lives, you know. It's like I look back and it just seems like forever ago that I was a head coach at Saginaw Valley and we played them. And, you know, it seems like a long time ago that I've been an Eastern Michigan Eagle, but I have always appreciated those people. A lot of the people are, you know, gone, quite honestly. The people that hired me have either retired or I know Lee's the AD at Georgetown, and Carol retired, and Dave Giles has moved on, and a lot of those people. But I learned a lot about myself, and I learned, you know, really how to be a professional. I think I was 28 years old when I got that job, and it was kind of the first step into, you know, this job as a career. You know, Division II is a little bit different mentality. You know, I think in Division I there's an expectation, and, you know, I started to build a little of that pressure on myself to be better and build something. So, yeah, I have a lot of fond memories of Eastern Michigan.
Suzy, Clarissa's played very well to start the season. Did she do a little something extra over the summer? Did you kind of see that coming in, or is it just a little bit of her growth and maturation?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both, Jeremy. I do. I think she spent a ton of time this summer, and I think some of that, you know, Clarissa wants to do well, certainly, and she's a driven person. The other piece to that is there was some competition coming in, you know, with Ariel and Brandi. Those are two top, you know, 50 recruits in the country that play kind of the same spot, and they're pretty talented kids, no question about it. So I think she put a little extra effort in the summer, and not that she wouldn't have, but I think it was a little more of a motivational factor for her. So, you know, she really capitalized on what she did at the end of the year and her confidence. But, you know, she's really having to do a lot for us right now. And what I like is that she's still focused defensively on doing the right things defensively, and even having to play a point guard at times for us. She's done a pretty good job there.
Annalise has always been someone with a lot of potential. How pleasant is it for you to finally see her sort of living up to that? And in any way, is the fact that she's transitioned from basically all 5 positions or 4 out of 5 positions throughout her whole time here, does that help her with the roster changes you've had and potentially in helping other players sort of adjust to shifting roles and things like that?
Yeah, I think that's the one thing we loved about Annalise was her versatility when we recruited her. You know, she had the ability to bring the ball down the floor and shoot threes and post up, and, you know, she could do a lot with it. So, you know, for us, that was part of, you know, the excitement of Annalise and the recruiting process. And then, you know, she came into a pretty veteran situation too, you know, and it was really about development and her opportunity. And, you know, I think I said this in the last press conference. I mean, I say it all the time. It's probably ad nauseum to my players, but it's never the opportunity. It's what you do when you get it, you know, and I think she's making the most of an opportunity. And, you know, she wants to prove that, you know, she should be out there and she should be playing and nobody's going to take her spot.
Also, do you expect it to be a little weird being in the visiting locker room at Eastern?
Yeah, since I painted the other one and helped carpet it and decorated it and did a lot in that one. I put a lot of energy into that back in the day. So, yep, that'll be a little awkward. But it was a great place and a great experience at Eastern.
From a basketball standpoint, what are you looking to get out of the Eastern game?
Well, it's obviously a road competition, and I think that's tough. And Eastern Michigan is obviously a very good program. They've been in the postseason and won 23 games. They almost beat us here last year. I mean, they have a talented roster. You know, for us, it's our first road opportunity to show what we can do, you know, in somebody else's environment. You know, it's easy to get excited with our fan base. We have 4,000 people cheering us on the other night, and, you know, you get the momentum rolling a little bit now. It's going to be on the other side a little bit. So, you know, for us, it's an opportunity to challenge the kids that we have to stay focused on the road. That's a team that really has some tremendous guard play. Their big kids inside are versatile and can rebound it, and they just do a lot of really, really good things, and they play a lot of different styles as well. So it's going to be a challenge, there's no question. And, you know, as most teams, I think when you go on the road and, you know, you're in a conference type difference in terms of BCS and mid-major. I mean, there's always that extra effort, I think, that you're going to get, and energy from an Eastern Michigan and everywhere else we played. At least that's been my experience for 6 years. And when I was on the other side of it, we had Indiana, We played at Missouri, won at Missouri. You know, I mean, you just have a different feel about you. You know, you're trying to prove yourself. So we'll know that not that we weren't going to get their best effort, but we're gonna definitely know going in there they're going to be ready.
You must have been thrilled to see Becca Mills go down the other day. I know she returned, but is she okay?
Oh, you mean Schiff?
Well, I thought it was Becca Mills.
It was Schiff.
Schiff out.
The ankle. Yeah.
She's all right then.
She's all right, Fred.
What my bigger question though is, have you liked the fight in your team with all odds against them so far? Have you seen that?
You know, I think so. It's hard to tell because we've done a pretty good job of getting off to some good starts and then have been able to maintain it. So I haven't really seen us, you know, in situations besides practice where, you know, we've had a little adversity, whether it be foul trouble or, you know, we're down or it's a tight game. And, you know, it's easy to take shots and be a risk taker when you're up by, you know, 18, 20 points. I think that's when it's easy for you. So I do like our fight. I do like our focus, our efficiency offensively. I think we're getting better defensively. But, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure I can answer that question 100% yet, but we're going to find out, I know, on Thursday.